Let me guess. You're here to see the crypto, the coins that are going to move next. Because you see ETH popping right now. You see all the coins from our last videos popping as well. And you're asking the $1 million question, a $20 buck big dick that's on everyone's mind right now. What coins will pop? Pop, 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 pop. Next. Well, you son of a bitch, today's your lucky day. Gather around, take a seat, join my millions of followers. Because I've been telling you for the last 6 months, as everybody shook in their boots, piddled in their diapers, while all that was happening, I, the most woke, the Master Chief of Crypto, was telling you this was coming. And now it is time for me to do phase 2, tell you what comes next. Which coins, which projects are going to go. And so my army of neck-bearded, diaper-wearing champions. There's only one way we're going to accomplish that, is through the content of this video. Let's begin right now. All right, so first things first. Of course, in this video, I'm going to get into the projects. I'm going to get into the coins where the pamp is going to be. But first, gentlemen, diaper boys, neckbeard army, we got to slow our roll, and we got to strategize, and we got to understand what is happening in the market. Look, I know the quality of my follower. I know why you're here. You are here to just shove your dick in whatever pencil sharpener looks appealing, throw all your money into this raging market because everybody's FOMOing right now, and learn nothing about crypto, learn nothing at all, claim yourself a genius as it pumps, then lose all your money and then blame it on me. I know your agenda, I know your MO, don't worry, we'll get to that. I promise you, you will lose your entire financial savings and some dipshit coin later this year. Trust me, I'm not gonna separate you from your goals. Also, read the disclaimer, this is financial suicide. You better come to this channel for the dick and poop jokes. You better come to this channel for pictures of hot waifus. You better come to this channel for that because this is not financial advice, this is fucking retarded advice. Next time you sit down in the toilet and unleash those Chipotle ragers upon it, you look down, it's probably better advice down there than you're gonna get from here. But the most important thing, if we're being serious here, out of character, if I want you to actually be successful, is you have to understand what this market is doing and why it is doing it. And so for the next couple of minutes, I beg you, before you skip to the coin picks in this video and throw in your sister's bar mitzvah money, please just fucking listen to this. If you just listen to this next 5 minutes, this is going to set you up to be wildly successful in this market and be one of the few people that actually leave here in profit. So please listen. So what is happening in this market? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this golden chart right here. Oh my God. I'm about to get banned from YouTube. Cut off. Canceled, because I'm showing straight pornography right here. The reason I cut off this video is not to get the frame of myself in it. It's because I'm not wearing pants right now and I'm extremely erect. I mean, if only there had been some tall, good-looking, jacked man with a six-pack who's extremely famous yelling that Ethereum was going to pump back to all-time highs and drag altcoins with him. If only there had been someone doing that the last couple of months. If only there had been one of those. But yucks aside, we've been talking about this last 6 months. Now it's happening. If you've been on the channel, we're perfectly positioned. And you need to understand why this is happening right now, because then you're going to understand what is going to happen next. So let's dive into this right now. So if we look at the overall market and we put on our TA caps, we can see Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing a very special thing right here. Bitcoin has been in a bull run the past it's been on a bull run for a very long time. And alts and Ethereum and everything has been kind of ignored the last 2 years. And so everybody's been thinking like, oh, utility's dead, alts are dead. No. We just were not entering the right phase for an actual alt bull run. But since around November 2023, this is when I actually made most of my buys back here, when alts and everything were at cataclysmic lows. We saw something really, really weird happening. We saw Bitcoin go into a bull run and Ethereum kind of do like this laggy, not very convincing pump. Okay, and it got up to like $3,400, whatever, and then collapsed right here. And everybody said Ethereum and everything was going to die. This was the goofiest shit in the history of goofy shit. Like, you ever seen the Goofy movie? Quality, top tier content, by the way. That Grammy Award winning, just classic Mr. The Goofy movie. You want to talk about something that's hot? Oh, anyways, this is goofier, goofier than that. Because everybody this time right here threw in the frickin' towel. Everyone was saying, oh, ETH is dead, utility's dead, meme coins are the future, all this kind of stuff right here. And it was so bizarre because this crash right here happened. If we can see it, I might be blocking it. Yeah, okay, cool. Using the camera correctly. This crash happened when the whole Israel shit was hitting the fan, and everybody was like, well, I guess because there's another spat between two Middle Eastern countries, we should dump all of our bags. I don't know why they were doing this, but during this time period right here, we saw the ETH ETF getting more buys than ever. We saw BlackRock just buying everything. Well, everybody was freaking out and dumping their ETH. And if you were following me on Twitter, which you should be, as CSS Becker, I was screaming from the mountaintops, buy literally everything. Just like I was screaming from the mountaintops, buy literally everything right here in 2023. And this last year, we saw ETH run up right here, and people gave me monstrous amounts of shit for not selling right here and still being bullish. And what we were seeing this entire time right here was not the end or the all-time high prices, which is why I didn't sell anything right here. And I said, we just need to hold and be patient. Because the thesis on this channel has always been one thing. We are going to hold at least at the Ethereum all-time high, because that's going to drag alts with it. And where we're going to make the most money on this channel, where we're going to make the most money overall, is not in Ethereum. We're going to make the money in the coins that Ethereum drags up with it. And so what we saw this last year was the most obvious trade in history, from my opinion, because we saw all the institutions, the president, anybody that owns any amount of power in the financial sectors, e-commerce companies, Shopify, Walmart, banks, every financial institution, governments, all moving into crypto. And all, more importantly, moving into DeFi and truly adopting DeFi technology, which the king of that is Ethereum. And we saw them accumulating like crazy, so it was just a matter of time before this happens. And so what I encouraged everyone to do was to position in altcoins, not so much Ethereum. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of Ethereum, I have a lot of Bitcoin, but we're not going to get rich off of Bitcoin and Ethereum. We might make tops a 3-4x on Ethereum from here. We might make tops on Bitcoin like another 50% on. That's not where we're going to make money at. We're going to make money in the lower coins. And what I want to do right now is prepare you for how this move is going to look, because you actually still have phenomenal entries. Jokes aside, hype aside, the entries in altcoins are still really, really, really good. They have not closed up, because while we saw Bitcoin doing a run, we haven't even seen Ethereum go back to its old all-time high. Bitcoin has smashed and doubled its last all-time high, and altcoins, for example, are not even back to 1/3 of their altcoin highs from last run. So there's still a phenomenal amount of money to make in these things. Now, I don't think you understand, and my goal here, as I scream at you and make these stupid jokes to keep your childish attention on this show. Trust me, guys, I would love to just sit here in a suit and be like, oh, according to the TA and analytics in this market, it's looking like it's coming. I can't do that. I have to say fucking retard every 2 seconds to keep your attention. It's fine. Whatever. I'll come down to your level. But the reason I'm doing this is to prepare you to look at this market the right way. Because yes, I'm going to give you the coins and the projects, but that's not going to help you if you don't know why they're moving. And the reason why you need to know why they're moving is so that you can know when to sell them, which nobody does. I don't think you understand what's about to happen and how big this is going to be. And last bull run, about this time right here, and we're going to be using Cardano right here. It's making my skin crawl. Don't worry, the cuckold jokes are coming. I will make fun of Cardano holders. I know that's why you're here. I know you're here to hear about tall 7-foot men named Sven banging their wives as they rollerblade around town, all sweaty, eating moon bars and shit. I'll talk about them in a second, don't worry. But the more important thing to focus on right here is during 2021, I think people have forgotten just how outrageous this market got. We were seeing every single little coin hitting $50, $100 million market caps. We saw good projects the second they hit the market hitting $200, $300 million market caps. Now, what is going into this market right now is we have the most money ever hitting the market. We're not just seeing retail investors and little retards buying up coins now. We are seeing the banks, we are seeing BlackRock starting to buy up coins, and they're starting with Ethereum. And what we're seeing is true mass adoption of DeFi technology. And what this means is that in the past, we saw money coming in just to speculate. No one was using crypto. It was completely vaporware. It was a giant Ponzi scam. Now, don't get me wrong. It's still all a giant Ponzi scam, but we've tricked them completely this time. All the financial money, people in the retirement funds, the smartest money on earth, we've duped the fuck out of them. They are falling into our Yu-Gi-Oh trap card hand over fist, because what we're seeing is true actual mass adoption of crypto. We're about to see a large majority of financial transactions running through ETH and DeFi, and it's going to require Ethereum, it's going to require Solana, it's going to require DeFi coins to run these things, creating this demand for them. On top of this, ETH is about to become and is already probably the hottest financial investment in the grown-up investing world. The people that don't run around drinking chocolate milk and shitting their pants in diapers, you know, those weirdos, not us, those freaks who actually have all the money, they're buying. because the Ethereum ETF is becoming the trifecta investment. You can invest in it like a tech stock. It constantly goes up. You can get passive income from it like a bond or a treasury, as it gives you passive yield by staking it. It is in demand like a resource, like oil, because it constantly has to be burned or used to run financial transactions. Creating this investment right now that is just goofy and the perfect narrative for BlackRock and every big bank and every big everything to run. Plus, people are going to need it to transact with everything. Just again, look at the fucking collage of shit that is using it now. It's insane. And now what is going to happen is we are seeing crypto stocks do phenomenally well. We're starting to see every single DeFi investment doing incredibly well, and we're starting to see everything starting to go up. And what's going to happen, my little neckbeard buddy, is we're going to see these shoot up, and then every single big investor in the world that is now taking crypto extremely seriously is going to say, what is next? What's coming next? And then we're going to see, well, these top coins right here do something. Like Ethereum, very useful. XRP does something. BNB, Solana, these all do things. And that matters to investors. But as they start making a lot of money, they're not going to care. And they're going to say, I don't give a shit what this stuff does. What is going to pump next? They're going to behave just like we always do. Raving lunatics, but with trillions of dollars behind them. And they're going to get into all these coins right here. And then when these coins start to pump, the coins underneath them, the small ones, the dirty little cesspool where we like to operate in, these are going to go insane. And by insane, I mean like this. For example, Theta Network last run was at like 5 cents. It shot all the way up to $12. These are the type of pumps we're going to see in altcoins. You're going to see little tiny altcoins that are at $5 million, $10 million market caps jet up to $100 million, billion dollar market caps. You're going to see $100 million coins jet up to $3 billion market caps. We're going to see stuff like Sandbox, where even just an inkling of promising tech shoots to, I think what was the market cap on this thing back then? $6 billion. I don't even know what's going on with Sandbox these days. It certainly wasn't a $6 billion fucking company. Doesn't matter. We're going to see this again. And I can't stress enough, this is what we've been waiting for the entire fucking time. As everyone's been giving me shit for saying, no, wait for the Ethereum all-time high. Wait for the Ethereum all-time high. Wait for the Ethereum all-time high. Saying, oh, broken clock. Oh, he's always saying all season. Yes, because all we have to do is get this one fucking thing right one time. And all that stuff I just talked about is only going to happen once we see Ethereum breaking all-time high. I don't even think we've seen an inkling of the gains yet. And so what I've been doing, and if you've been listening to me, what we've been doing is we've been waiting for literally 2 years for Ethereum to run back to its all-time high and not to sell our altcoins like Destra or AI coins at these highs right here last year. No. We're waiting to sell things when we see ETH busting 4,500, 5,000 at huge, crazy multiples that are going to make last year's highs look like your acorn-sized micro penis. And at that time, you're going to be so rich that you don't even have to worry about that. Girls will be calling you Captain Acorn. They won't care because you'll buy them so many Birkins and exotic animals, they just won't give a fuck. And while all the 7-foot men, the NBA players look on as envy as your yacht goes by full of OnlyFans girls, they will just look on with envy at you. Your little neckbeard giblet fluttering in the wind as some perfect Model 10 rubs baby oil on your goofy little belly. That's the future in front of us. Anyways, now that I've set the stage, let's talk about what happens next and what coins are going to pump next. So, if we're going to understand what coins are going to pump next, we have to understand the theory of crypto relativity. All right, so this is a scientific theory that I 100% made up. Nobody else has ever talked about this. It's 100% me. I am the inventor of this. This is science. I know there's a lot of other quality channels out there that do really good TA. They put a lot of effort in their TA analysis, but none of that matters for shit compared to my science and my gut instincts. My jellies are undisputably the source of the best crypto alpha in the entire space. I don't even need to look at charts. And the core of this science is this, the theory of crypto relativity. All you need to understand is that when one coin pumps, it triggers pumps in other coins. Now, if you can read the top coin and you can predict the top coin's movement, or you just watch the top coin's movement, you can then predict with a pretty high accuracy what coins are going to move next before they actually move. So we're going to use this theory of relativity, and we're going to think multiple principles down. So right now we're seeing Ethereum pumping. We're seeing everybody in the entire world and every institution buying Ethereum like crazy, foaming at the mouth. We're seeing all the crypto stocks, everything pumping. So what are they going to do next? What's the next principle here? The next place they are going to turn for big gains is going to be these top altcoins right here, which I'm going to get to in a second. And then when these coins start to pump, there's going to be tinier coins underneath them that are going to pump 10, 15, 20 X's. And so if we can read Ethereum here, which Ethereum is looking obvious as fuck, it looks very likely this is heading right back up to $5,000, $4,500, which is where all the fun's going to be in. We can pretty much solidly bet on that. And by solidly bet on that, I mean 50-50 shot. I am not saying that we are going to continue a bull right here. I don't know what happens next. Every single channel is going to tell you, I know because I have some magic TAC tricks and I'm live. No, I'm a fucking retard. I am a gambling degenerate. I am looking at this purely in gambling odds. It is a casino. We are at a table in Vegas. There are 50-50 odds. I don't know where the fucking ball is going to land. Either it's going to land on red or black. And if it lands on green, we are just going to shit on our hand and burn the casino to the ground. I'm joining Antifa. We are just going to destroy everything if that happens. But I don't think that's unlikely. I don't see that happening. But it's either going to hit red or black. Now, if we're correct here, we're going to make 5, 10, 20x returns on our investment. Absolutely wild. If we're wrong here, we're probably going to eat a 50-60% loss. In my opinion, the risk to reward on that, a 50-50 bet, which I think there's a 50-50 chance we go back to an all-time high in Ethereum from here. I actually think higher at this point with how it's moving. But if we get that, the reward for the risk is insane. So I'm just all in on this bet, but it's a bet. So don't take this as me saying, hey, I know where the market's going to go, like every other channel on here that has some PhD in stock analysis shit, but still manages to always be wrong. I'm going to sit here just dick out saying, I don't fucking know. I'm retarded. Let's gamble. So if we see Ethereum go back to this right here, we're going to see those lower bets just deliver crazy returns. And so what we want to do right now is we want to position for that. We don't want to position in Ethereum unless we're looking for a long-term investment right here, which is fine. Like I think long-term Ethereum is probably going to $10,000 or whatever. I think Bitcoin is probably going to $500,000. Look, if you want some long-term investment or whatever, go watch some responsible channel that's going to give you responsible advice like invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Go follow one of the many financial pussies on here that never takes any risk and never puts their dick in the pencil sharpener and has had the same net worth for the last 15 years. We are here to get obnoxiously rich. So we're not going to be playing in these coins. We're going to be taking some risk. So we want to go in position in the coins that come with a lot of risk here. Now, if Ethereum goes up to $4,500, $5,000, we're going to see these coins go wild. We're going to see Cardano going to $5, $6. We're going to see I'm not even going to explain that joke anymore. If you're new here, fuck you. Like just catch up, no one's here to give you a document instruction manual on how this retarded channel works. We're going to see AVAX do easily up to $250 if we see it happen. Now, if Ethereum doesn't run, we're going to see these all go right back down. That's the risk. We'll probably see AVAX go back to down to $10. We'll see go sit down, and Hyperliquid will just be turned into diarrhea liquid. All right, it'll go to 1 cent, just a pure brown sty liquid kind of investment. That's the risk we're dealing with right here. So that being said, let's talk about what we should be taking positions in. Now, if you've been on this channel and you've been with me for a little bit, our bags are already packed. Like you're just here just to gloat. Because we packed our bags bigly right here. We packed our bags bigly right here. We packed our bags bigly right here. And I know what everybody's thinking, oh, he's just saying he bought the lows or whatever. No, I just sat around for 2 years. And anytime I saw people panicking or freaking the shit out or saying crypto is dead, I just bought. You can go see my Twitter. I've just been sitting here talking shit, buying lows in panic for 2 years straight. Because I thought in any world where crypto gets adopted, there is no fucking way, no fucking world, no fucking reality where Ethereum doesn't go back to its all-time highs and trigger an alt season. So I was just happy to buy all this dirt whenever it happened at any time. So if you're with me, you've been stocking up here as well. Your bags are already packed. You're already in position. So if you're like me, I'm not really suggesting you start taking new positions. If you don't have any positions yet, maybe it's time to start thinking about that though. So that in mind, where do we want to start at? Now, in this video, like all videos, I'm going to start at the more lower risk coins. All of this is financial suicide. All this is terrible financial advice. Don't listen to any of it. But if we're going to start at coins that are low risk, meaning we're still going to lose all of our money, but it's not going to be quite as terrible kind of risk, we're going to start these higher coins right here. And if you're a beginner, I really suggest you just start here. If you're an absolute beginner to this, you have no business getting into the dirty, super high risk, high reward coins I talk about later in this video because you're not going to know how to handle them. All right, it's like giving a 50 caliber Magnum to a 5-year-old. It's just not a good decision. Not a good decision. So if we're starting in the more safer coins, where I would be starting at this point in time is I think Solana is going to do stupidly well, but I see like a $400 million, $500 million. $1 billion market cap on Solana tops. Okay, so that's like a 5x from here. Yeah, I see that as like it's peakity peak. So where I'm actually going to be starting at is going to be makes my skin crawl. This is like saying Voldemort and Harry Potter. I just anytime I mention it, I shit my pants a little bit just now, just saying that. Again, I'm not wearing pants. That's why I have to change my chair every single video. We're gonna buy fucking Cardano. All right. Cardano, I think easily is going to $5. It has amazing tech behind it. I think Charles Hoskinson is probably one of the better leaders, figureheads in crypto. The only problem with this coin is its holders are unbearable. When they get rich here, it's going, when I talked about little fucking retard babies running around fucking trash cans and shit because of dirty little neckbeards finally being able to reproduce from getting so rich, I was mainly talking about Cardano holders. When this gets, you need to move to another country. I don't know whatever country these creatures reside in, Cardano holders. If they're there, get the fuck out of there. They're little incest babies. It's going to be terrible. You're just going to see like little dobbies from Harry Potter just running around with their hentai comics, drinking prime energy drinks left and right and saying, bro, it's going to be just terrible. But we can still profit off this, so I think Cardano is going to do very well. I think hype, it has a lot of hype behind it. As a name. I don't know why this is doing well. I haven't researched hype or SUI at all, but these things keep pumping hard. They just keep pumping hard, and whenever the market moves, these move the hardest. I think hype and SUI, which is the difference between these two right here is SUI is for fancy people, all right? You lift your pinky up when you say it. You do a little bump of cocaine from a golden spoon. That's the type of coin this is. Hyperliquid is for like the guys that live off Monster Energy drinks and shotgun beers with their asshole. That's the type of people that buy hype. So you'll pick your character. Both these ones are going to do very, very well. AVAX, I think, is going to be the golden child. I think it's going to do stupidly well. And so if I'm really going for big gains, I'm going to go for AVAX. And then finally, I would probably maybe add BitTensor to this list. I'd add BitTensor Tau, and then that's probably where I'm going to stop with really big safe coins. Okay, so that's kind of like the big safe portfolio right there. Now, if we're going to get really, really juicy and disgusting here, trust me, we're going to get some really dirty low cap coins, but I'm going to try and keep this kind of more concise in this video. And so if we're looking at middle tier coins that we want to start getting into, we want to find the top coins in some of the most pumpiest areas. So I think one of the coins that is going to do the bestest is I'm really betting hard on AVAX. Now, where I think is going to do, a coin that I think is going to do stupid well, and people are still kind of underestimating it, is going to be Blackhole. Now, full transparency, I'm a small equity/founder at Blackhole. My buddy Elliot, he built this, but in the last 7 days, it's become the biggest DEX, or basically DeFi trading technology, on all of AVAX. And it's just going to keep getting bigger because the way the coin essentially works is as the coin goes up, more people store money for liquidity on the DEX to then get paid in the coin, which they then burn to get fees from the DEX. I know that doesn't make any sense because you probably don't have any understanding of DeFi whatsoever. It's fine. Like, look, you didn't come to crypto to learn or evolve or learn about this technology. I get it. But it creates a flywheel that as this market goes up, and inevitably AVAX goes up, and then Blackhole goes up, and then more people store liquidity there, and then more people use the DEX because it has more liquidity, and this little flywheel keeps going that I think is going to keep dragging Blackhole up to crazy numbers and potentially a multi-billion-dollar market cap. So that's what I think is going to be one of the best performing coins, basically because AVAX is going to do so well. Now, moving on to other coins, and also tapping back to that. On all these coins right here, I have to be completely transparent with you. I'm going to mention a lot of coins I don't own, but I will mention coins that I do own or coins that I consult for and have been paid to consult for. Just being fully clear with you, I have massive incentive to want a lot of these coins to go up because it's going to make me a lot of money. And on this channel, I talk about coins that I like, and coins that I like, I invest in. And then when I invest in them, I also reach out to consult for them to help them and advise them because I've built 9-figure tech companies. I know this shit fucking works. So if anybody's in the comments section saying, oh, Becker just wants his bags to go up. Yes, I want my bags to go up. Like you fucking do too. If you don't want to invest in things that I own a stake in, or that I have big bags in, or that I consult for, that's fine. Use the logic in this video to find your other coins. There's like a billion other coins here, and every coin in this market's gonna go up. Every coin's gonna go up. These are the ones I think are gonna do the best. Everyone's gonna go up. You could literally reach into your diaper, throw it at a wall of coins, and you're probably gonna do well in this market. Everyone's gonna look like a genius, because the true hard thing here was actually holding onto your dick and having brass balls waiting for the Ethereum all-time high. That was actually the hard part. And it was buying coins when people were afraid. That was the hard part. Now is the easy part where every coin goes up. And if you have entries from these lows that we've talked about the last 6 months, you're going to do well no matter what. So please, as I talk about these coins, I'm going to mention coins that I own and don't own. And if you go to my site, every single coin I consult for, every advisory, everything I've taken a big position in, it's all listed there. So you can avoid any project I've ever invested in. And you're at no risk of me ever dumping on you. Because trust me, when Ethereum gets to a certain point, and this market gets really hot, I'm going to be dumping like a crazed lunatic. Not yet, but at that time, I don't give a shit who's holding bags. I, like you, want to leave this market in profit as well. So I'm going to be taking profits in the future. So if you don't want to be on the other side of that, don't buy anything I mention here. So if we're getting down into where I think the other pumps are going to be happening, I think the other place that we're going to be looking at, I think Tau is going to do exceptionally well. AVAX and Tau are basically my biggest big holds. And so, of course, Tau bot underneath Tau, I think is going to do stupid well as well. It's the same type of DEX, very similar to Black Hole, and I think that's going to pump super hard for the same exact reasons. Now, the next places that are going to pump super duper hard, it's no surprise, I always have been talking about this, but I'm just going to give you one last call here, one last reminder. It's going to be AI, because the hottest investments in all of normal finance right now are AI. We're about to see a giant AI.com boom like we've never seen before in the stock market. And that type of hype and FOMO is going to spill right over the crypto, on top of AI and crypto going together like peanut butter and jelly. I'm not going to explain the entire tech and how AI and crypto work together, because frankly, I know you don't care. If you do care, go watch one of my many AI crypto videos on this channel. If you just want to get into the pumps, this is where they're going to be at. So if I'm building, and I would build a kind of, this is like the middle tier portfolio, I would be picking up Tau. I'd be picking up Tau bot. I think Near, artificial supercomputer, Render, these are all going to be fine. Whenever I mention any of these coins in these videos, people are like, oh, he doesn't like Render, he must be stupid. No, you fucking retard. It's just like, they're all going to do a 5, 6x, okay? So you can just pick whatever pencil sharpener you want to put your dick in, and you don't have to clutch your fucking pearls when I don't mention your coin in a video. Oh, Becker doesn't mention internet computer, he must not be educated on the proper way crypto. No, you fucking dorks. It's a potato, it's an apple, it's a potato, it's the same fucking thing. So where I'm going to be putting my money at is going to be Tau, Near. You could get internet computer, Render, artificial super intelligence. They're all going to do very well. I think Tau's going to do the best. I think Near's going to do the second best. Now, if I'm looking for the bigger gains, and this is where it starts to get a little bit degenerate, I'm probably going to be going with EOS. I think EOS is going to a multi-billion-dollar market cap and probably one of the top AI coins. And so EOS is just a good old crispy, nice bet you can put it into. I think Akash is going to do very, very well as well. I think EOS is going to do better than Akash, but I think they're both going to do very, very well. And then the two mid-tier leaders that I'm looking at right now is going to be ZigChain and Destra. I think Destra it has all the makings of a great champion coin to raise up to the top right here. I have massive bags in Destra, by the way. I have a lot of faith in it. I also have big bags of ZigChain. I think that's going to do stupidly well. I think another contender that's going to do some serious running is going to be PAL. And I think Echelon Prime is going to run very hard as well. I don't have any Echelon Prime. I have a lot of PAL. I think PAL has the brand, it has the narrative, it's completely, fully diluted, nearly up there. There's about 2 million that's non-diluted right there. Fantastic, super duper coin. And then there was a ton of smaller AI coins we could get into that I'll get into later in this video. Those are the ones that are going to be super duper pumpy. Like, for example, Palm AI. There's a lot of coins like this. We're seeing these $30 million market caps. So I'll get to it here in a second in this video. These $30 million market caps are going to be $100, $200 million market caps like that. You're going to see them go back up to the same exact type of behavior that we saw last year, but way more hype, way more money entering the market. It's going to make these last market caps look goofy, I think. And we're already seeing this same thing kind of happen right here. Like you can see with Spectre, another one that I really like. You know, we got this like, we're doing well with this. But we're going to see the same exact behavior as we did last year. We saw this get up to we saw this literally go from a $5 million market cap to a $50 million market cap. We're going to see the same exact behavior. We're going to see it go back to these other highs. Now, if we go and look at some of the even newer coins, this is where we're really going dumpster diving at this point, guys. Honestly, as I look around right here, like last video, Vertical AI was at like, I don't even know, it was a bad market cap. It was like a $10 million market cap. You can see everything is just doubling and tripling from here, guys. I told you last video, these entries would close up. And so I just want to show you this example right here. Like you can see the entries on these things just start to close up, and then suddenly the bottom market cap for like even the smaller coins is going to be 50 million. That's it, you know, and we're at the point almost right now we're at about half of those. So the time is ticking on any of these. Again, I don't want to trigger any scarcity or FOMO right now. You guys, when you should have had scarcity and FOMO is when I've been screaming at you the last 6 months and everyone's talking shit to me in the comments section that, hey, like, this is probably coming. Right now, you are entering some risk getting into these things, just being straight with you. And you're having to take risks. It's not a nice, comfy hold like it was getting into these coins like right here. Just being truly transparent with you. You're going to have to take a little bit of risk here. We're up already. But I'll be talking about some other AI coins here in a second that are at like 10 million market cap still that I think are just going to do stupid well. And then I think after this week, once Ethereum busts the all-time high, especially, like you're not getting those type of entries anymore. Sorry, you needed to actually give a shit about this space when things were low and everybody was giving up on it. You're just not getting those discount, bare low prices when you're following the herd like most people are doing right now. So the other place that's going to do very, very well is going to be RWA crypto. These ones are a little bit less obvious. And the only ones I'm really going to mention right now in this video is going to be like Ondo. That's a good safe bet, like Neo or Tau. I think Quant is great. I think that's going to do another really good run right there. I don't think Quant is like really an RW. The RWA sector is so undefined. It like literally CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko are like anything, just whatever. This thing has a picture of a cat. It's cool. You can't really find it on these lists, but I think there's even more gains to be made in RWA than there is in other sectors because it's like not understood yet. Clearpool is an absolute monster. I love Clearpool. I talked about it last. I've been talking about it for a while now. The thing is already up. Like it's moving. It's moving. And Clearpool is going to move. It ties so much into decentralizing real-world assets, bringing them on chain, loans, and whatnot. I'm not going to explain the tech behind each of these coins because we've talked enough of these videos. If you want to actually understand this stuff, watch my other videos on these. I like Chint AI, and my other favorite RWA coin is going to be, ironically, not listed under RWA because I should just run these sites, to be honest, is going to be Pinlink. And I mean, I mentioned this last video, it's moving too. I think Pinlink's probably going to a bill market cap. It has the same kind of Destra-like movement that, well, Destra has in RWA. And that's not going to be where I stop my RWA suggestions. Again, I'll just get into the smaller RWA coins here in a second. Some other ones that are kind of standing out too. I really like Gradient and the attention that it's getting. It's moved really hard and it's a really new coin. So I think this thing can run very, very hard here pretty soon. And then if we're kind of leaving the more DeFi RWA space, the two other coins that I'd be looking at right now, and actually the other space I'd be really looking at right now is going to be gaming and NFTs. Nobody's looking at this right now, and so if you actually want the place where the biggest gains are going to be from lows, I don't think the size of the sector is going to be quite as big as AI or RWA, but from the lows that they're at right now, the multiples are going to be bonkers on it, and that's going to be gaming and NFTs. So if I'm getting into gaming cryptos, which I think is probably the place to look, if you want some chunky forgotten gains right now, I think Super is going to do incredibly well. I think that's going right back up to all-time highs. I think Beam is going to do super duper well. I think that's going right back up to all-time highs. And if you look at what's happening with like off the grid and AVAX, I think AVAX is going to do super well because it's going to be the chain for gaming, which is probably going to be one of the most active areas we're first going to see in crypto. You're already seeing so many transactions and so much demand being pushed on AVAX through off the grid alone. Pretty soon we're going to see hundreds and hundreds of games on there. So I'd also check out off the grid of what's going on there. Super is just locked in with all of that. So many games are built around Super. I'm a massive Super investor. My buddy Elliot owns it as well. Full transparency. I love Elliot. I love investing in his projects. I think they're great, but I also want to let you know when I have big giant bags of something. And I think if we're looking at one place that's going to do stupid well, that should be in every portfolio, is Pudgy Penguins. I'm a massive investor in Pudgy Penguins as well. Not only did I seed invest in it, I bought a lot of it at the lows recently. It is the Disney of crypto. It is the retail connection to crypto. It is the Mickey Mouse of crypto. It has one of the best founders in the space. He's a fucking lunatic. I have a lot of faith in him. And so I think Pudgy is going to do super well. And it's probably going to be one of the best performing NFTs. If you are into NFTs at all, I would, if you can, buy a Pudgy Penguin. Most people can't afford it, so I get exposure through Pudgy Penguins. I'd get a CryptoPunk or some type of exposure to the CryptoPunk currencies out there. And I think when gaming picks up here really soon, I'm not going to mention Neo Tokyo, my gaming project, too much. It's basically like a Soho house of people in the gaming industry. Every big project, every big developer, every big investor is inside there. I think the NFTs there are going to do very well. I think Byte's going to do very well because that gets people access to all sorts of seed investing and gaming projects when I launch it. So I think Neo Tokyo is going to do very well, but I don't think gaming is going to have its day for another couple months. It's going to be AI and RWA right now. So if we're getting into like the dirty, stinky, nasty coins, the one at the really low market caps are going to do a 10, 15x from here. I made a video that's going to pop up right here that breaks down my entire list of those coins. We've already talked long enough in this video, and what I want to do is going to prep you on how the market's going to go. If you're getting into this right now, those top coins I mentioned, those middle coins I mentioned are going to get a lot of gains. Every coin in this market is going to get a lot of gains. Like I said before, the hard part, the place where you actually win here, was staying around when everything was terrible and buying then. Anybody that did that, regardless of the coins you bought, you're probably about to do pretty well if Ethereum runs back to an all-time high. That was a challenge. That was the hard part. That was the controversial alpha advice I had for you. At this point in time, everything's up a little bit. You're taking a little bit of a risk getting in. And I think those middle coins right there are going to give you the appropriate amount of gains to risk. Again, this is all financial suicide. I'm retarded. I don't know what I'm sitting here wearing a wife who, why are you getting advice from me? I take zero responsibility for what happens to you. What are you doing? That said, big brother advice right here. If you're going to put your dick in the pencil sharpener, those ones are probably the best places for you to go. Now, if you want to be a fucking retard and you're like, hey, I have like 2 weeks experience in crypto, maybe I should just jump in the hardest black diamond, sharpest pencil sharpener, just fuck it full frontal. The coins that are getting the crazy, crazy returns, but are also massive risks, you can lose all your money in them, they're going to be in this video right here. On top of that, like this video, subscribe, follow me on X at CSS Becker, because when my meme coin drops, the people that are going to be on that white list, the people are going to get access to the coin, it's going to be pulled from those lists and their engagement. I can easily scrape it all with AI. If you want to be on that Vantage, you want to make sure you get in on that, you better fucking make sure you're subscribed and following on X, because this shit's going to be dropping here pretty soon. So, we've talked long enough this video. I got nothing else to say. Bye.